In the quiet village of Afarama, shadows grew long and dark under the giant baobab trees. As the sun went down, the people came together. They spoke in low voices, like the soft wind that moved through the village. Fear was in the air. Men have vanished, the old elders whispered. Their faces were full of worry. No blood, no sound, just gone. Children in the village stared with wide, frightened eyes. They tried to understand. The strong hunters, usually brave, now frowned. They looked confused. The forest, which usually gave life, now seemed to swallow secrets. These secrets were as deep as the roots of the oldest trees. People went to the forest edge. They looked for signs. They found tracks that led nowhere. They just stopped. There were broken branches, but no signs of a fight. No blood, no struggle. Just a chilling silence. This silence was where birds should sing, and life should be loud. It was a silence that felt wrong. Afarama's heart beat fast with fear. It was a cold, gripping fear. The people knew the beast was among them, but they also knew it was no ordinary tiger. This was something else, something more, something terrifying. The air itself felt heavy with the unknown. They knew the hunt was on, but they did not know the rules. If you are just tuning into our channel, please subscribe so you can get more interesting stories. The tiger was strange. It did not kill to eat. This was the most frightening part. When other animals hunt, they leave blood. They leave signs of a meal. But this tiger left no trace of eating. No bones, no torn flesh. Carcasses of animals were found sometimes. They were neat. They were clean. It was as if something had been taken from them, but not their meat. It was as if they were stripped of their voices, stripped of their fear, left empty. This was a hunter's hunt, but it was a game played with cruel, cold precision. No normal beast could kill without hunger, without need. This was not about survival. This was about something else. Something dark, something evil, the villagers whispered. They tried to make sense of it. They said it was a spirit, a curse sent from the unseen world, a shadow sent to punish them. But none dared follow the tracks far enough. The tracks always ended suddenly. They vanished into the deepest, darkest parts of the forest. The forest itself seemed to hold the secret tightly. No one was brave enough to learn the truth. The fear was too great, the mystery too deep, the silence too chilling. Then, a man named Owei came back to the village square. He walked with a limp. His body was old and bent, but it was not just old age that bent him. It was wounds that could not be seen. Wounds from a long, hard war. His clothes were worn and dusty. His face showed deep sadness. Owei was once a great hunter. He was known for his courage. He was known for his skill. He brought back many trophies. He loved the songs people sang about his name, but he had gone to war. He came back broken. His pride was shattered, like dry, cracked earth. He carried a heavy burden, a weight from his past hunts, from the lives he had taken without thought. When others hid behind their prayers, full of fear, Owei stepped forward. His face was serious. His eyes were determined. "I will find the tiger," he said. His voice was steady. He did not say it for glory. He did not say it for trophies. He did not want songs sung in his name anymore. He said it for penance, for a deep, quiet wish to make things right. He carried no gun. He carried no spear. He carried only the memories of hunts he once took with wild, careless pride. He knew this hunt would be different. This hunt was for his soul. Owei walked deep into the forest. The mist hung heavy, wrapping around the ancient trees. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and old leaves. He moved slowly, his eyes sharp, looking for any sign. He was no longer hunting for meat. He was hunting for truth. Then, his eyes caught a strange sight. A tree. It was clawed, but not by an animal. The marks were too deep, too straight. They were symbols, etched deep into the bark. Like human writing, but older, much older. They were forgotten. They spoke of things long past. The marks whispered secrets. They spoke a language of warning, a language of judgment. Owei reached out a trembling finger. He traced the lines on the bark. He felt the cold, rough wood. He felt the weight of stories long untold, stories that were waiting to be heard. He knew then, this was no ordinary hunt. This was a reckoning, a time to face the past, a time to find truth. The forest shifted around Owei. Shadows grew long. They twisted into strange shapes. The air became heavy. He felt a cold presence. Then he saw them, the tiger's eyes. They burned like hot coals in the dark night. They watched Owei's every step. They followed his every move. The tiger did not attack. It did not roar. It circled Owei, silent, patient. Each snap of a twig under its paws, each beat of Owei's own heart. They echoed loudly through the thick trees. The silence was broken only by these sounds. Owei knew this was a game, a terrible game. One played not just for life, but for fate. The hunter had become the hunted, but the rules were not clear. The tiger was not just hunting his body, it was hunting his soul. It was testing him, watching him, waiting for something. Owei felt its gaze. It was heavy. It was knowing. He knew he had to understand the game, or he would be lost forever. Alone beneath the ancient trees, where the moonlight touched the ground in small patches, Owei spoke. He spoke aloud to the silence. His voice was low. It was shaky. It was full of pain. He started to confess. "I hunted for trophies," he said. His voice cracked like dry earth. "For pride. For the songs people sang in my name. I killed when I did not need to. I took life for my own glory. I took too much. I was cruel. I was blind." He spoke of the animals he had killed without hunger, the lives he had wasted for his own fame, the arrogance that had filled his heart. The forest held its breath. The air was still. The tiger listened. It was unseen, but it was there. Owei's words were not just a confession of his past wrongs. They were an offering. A deep, true offering. An offering of his pride. An offering of his old self. He laid his soul bare in the dark. He waited for judgment. From the deep shadows, the tiger stepped forward. It was a creature of flame and coal. Its stripes shone like copper veins in the moonlight. It was grand. It was terrifying. Its eyes met Owei's paradis. They burned with ancient knowing. They held the wisdom of ages. It did not roar. It did not charge. It simply watched. As one might watch a fallen king rise from ashes. In that gaze was judgment. A deep, silent judgment for Owei's past. In that silence was a lesson about the true cost of life, a lesson about pride. Owei's breath came slow and steady. He looked at the tiger. A deep understanding came to him. This tiger was more than flesh. It was more than bones. It was vengeance made visible. It was a spirit born from the pain of every hunted creature, a spirit born from the arrogance of every hunter who killed for sport. It carried the heavy weight of every life taken for pride, every cry silenced in the wild, every wasted breath. Owei realized the truth. He was not facing a monster from the forest. He was facing himself. He was facing the beast within, the part of him that had hunted for pride, the part that had taken life without need. The tiger was a mirror. It showed him his own darkness, his own cruelty. This was the true hunt, the hunt for his own soul. Owei dropped his hunting blade. It fell into the soft, leaf-covered earth. The metal sank into the soil. It was a final surrender, a letting go of his old ways. He stood bare, open, vulnerable. He had nothing left to hide, nothing left to fight with. The tiger circled Owei slowly. It paused. It sniffed the air where the blade had fallen. Its eyes were still knowing, but the judgment in them seemed to soften. Then, without a strike, without a sound, it turned away. It vanished into the night. As quietly as it had come, the forest exhaled. A long, slow breath. The tension was gone. Owei was left alive. He was unharmed. but he was forever changed. The tiger's hunt was over. It had found what it sought, not a life, but a truth. Owei carried a new understanding, a new weight, a new purpose. He had faced his beast, and he had survived. Owei returned to Afarama. He was like a shadow among men. He still walked with a limp, but it was not just from his old war wounds. It was from the heavy truth he now carried. The killing stopped. The tiger's hunt was over. For now. The villagers breathed again. Relief filled the air. But they never forgot the strange gleam in the tiger's eyes, the chilling silence it left behind. Afarama felt safe again. But deep beneath the calm, the beast watched. Waiting. Always watching. Its presence was felt, even if unseen. On nights when the full moon crowned the sky, strange claw marks appeared at the edge of Afarama. They were deep. They were deliberate. They were carved into tree bark, into solid stone, and sometimes, mysteriously, into the very skin of sleeping hunters. These marks were a message, a warning. Hunt only what you need, the marks seemed to say. Respect life. Do not kill for sport. Do not kill for pride. The villagers believed the tiger was gone. They believed the killings had stopped for good. They thought peace had truly returned. But Owei, limping alone beneath the same moonlight, found something else. By the same marked tree deep in the forest, he saw another set of tracks. Not of tiger, but of a man. The footprints were his own, and beside them, freshly clawed into the bark, was a final message. A truth meant only for him. The hunt is never over, it read, until the hunter learns to see the beast within. They feared the tiger, but it was their own pride and violence that hunted them still. And so, the tiger still walks, not only through the forest, but inside the hearts of men. For some beasts hunt from instinct, but others hunt to teach us that the greatest monsters are born from the darkness within ourselves. The true hunt is always within.